Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Good morning, besties. This is Behind the Shade coming to you on a early Saturday morning. I have been missing. I understand. Where is she? I'm here. Here somebody asked about me. She here. But just to give you an update, last weekend was my class reunion and we had a 2-day event and it was just over the top wonderful. People came out. It was just a great time. And I guess and I took off. We had 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and I took off Monday and Tuesday. But when I tell you that wasn't enough, and then this week, I had a 3-day week, a work week, but I had to get up early all 3 days. I went out Wednesday night. I went to see Nas. He came with a symphony to San Francisco. And so that was the vibe. AZ accompanied him, and it was just, oh, it was just so great. So I've been tired. And so I worked a half a day yesterday, but I got a nap. So now I feel normal. But I used my other half of the day and I got 4 recaps done. So you got Salt Lake City, Orange County Reunion Part One, and Bell Collective and the Braxtons. So let's get it started. Welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. So let's kiki and haha and get into another episode. It's the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 6, episode 8, Loose Lips Sink Friendships. Okay? Because we're on a ship, a super yacht. I like that. But yeah, cute. Hey, besties, how would you rate this week's episode? It was okay. It's a thumbs up because, honey, I love the way Bronwyn got in Lisa's tail. And I liked how Heather kind of said, oh, you know what? I've been avoiding, I've been stubborn, trying to get to know Bronwyn, but she's a vibe. Yeah. And the whole Brittany and Meredith thing is cracking me up. And my girl Whitney, she just over there just watching the whole show like us. The besties, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode. Please like the video. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for your time. Well, I am. But please like the video and make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on so that way you know each and every time I post my content. Now, honey, Bronwyn is not fooling with Brittany. She's that mad at her. She's so mad at Brittany. She's like, I'm not sleeping in the same bed with you, the same room with you, the same cabin with you. So Bronwyn slept outside on the deck in a pool chair. Chow. I like to toss and turn. I like to turn to the left, turn to the right, turn to the left. You can't do that on a pool chair. That's like sleeping in a twin bed. So she was like, I'd rather this than that. So Heather woke up. She was hungover, y'all. So she's telling Whitney, if you're going to be a friend, be a friend. They're talking about last night. So they roll the tape, and honey, Heather and Lisa are going back and forth and back again, right? So she says, Lisa refuses to be honest. She does. And what does Heather say? She is the source of information, and she told her that. But she won't admit it. Lisa will not admit it. So Whitney asks, what do you do when a friend won't come clean? And she says, you back off because you can't trust them. So Lisa's telling Meredith in their cabin that she wants everyone to wake up and say, you know what? I'm sorry. And then she tells Meredith, and you didn't have my back. No, you didn't. Meredith disagrees. Lisa says, there's just different levels of support. Meredith is like, I'm trying. And so Whitney, Angie, Heather, and Brittany, they're up on the deck chilling. Here comes Lisa, And so Angie, she'd been sick. So she sees Angie. She's like, "Oh, you woke up from the DEAD." And so everyone, is looking and they don't want to be bothered with Lisa. So everybody figures out a way to get up and go do something. Heather was like, "Let me go check on breakfast." Andrew was like, "Let me come with you because I don't have nothing on my stomach." And then Whitney was like, "Well, let me go change into my bikini." So it's just Lisa and Brittany. So Brittany's like, "Are we okay?" Lisa's like, "Yeah." She says, "But you know that Heather, oh, I love her, but what happened last night wasn't cool." So Brittany talks about how Brittany was saying Broward asked her to go shopping. And she said she only did that to get me close to her so she can tell me things and, use them against me later. So Lisa adds, that Broward lied on her to about Gwen's grandparents. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why Gwen's grandparents is a tongue tie. And so she said she lied. She said I hurt her daughter when she's the one that asked me to meet with the grandparents. And then she turned it all on me. And so what they put on the screen, and I had to screenshot it, the text says from Bronwyn, "Hi, Gwen and I talked, and if you wouldn't mind reaching out to blank, blank, blank and explaining this came up." This is how she typed it. I would have said it explaining why this came up. "G is willing to meet if they are. Sorry to put you in the middle, but I know you offered and maybe the best way to approach them." And then she should have said, "And maybe this is the best way to approach them with a heart." Okay. So we did see, we got some information. The source had a receipt. Okay. Angie and Mary see Bronwyn on the deck by herself. She's up top and she's above Lisa and no, yeah, Lisa and Brittany. So Bronwyn tells them that Lisa and Brittany are downstairs talking about her and she can hear everything they saying. And she's like, "Let's move because I'm already amped up and they so stupid. I'm gonna let them big mouths just keep talking." So at breakfast, they're all seated, and Heather is taking the girls out. They're gonna go to land. They're gonna go do some snorkeling and sunbathing, and then tonight will be zombie night. So they have to dress up like zombies. They love a good theme, honey. And so Bronwyn asks Mary, can she sleep with them because she don't want to sleep with Brittany and she don't want to sleep outside on the deck no more. Mary's like, "No, three's a crowd. Two's company, three's a crowd." So Brittany says, Brittany's like, "Oh, I won't hurt you, Bronwyn." And Bronwyn says, "Well, you're trying to hump the captain. You trying to holler at him. And I'm just, no." And so they ran the tape back. And so it pretty much was that she really needed him to come in the room to fix the air conditioner. So she's like, nobody's in the room but me and that stuffed animal that, that Jared's voice is in, telling her he loved her. She said, "Just me and that. I think it's a unicorn." And so then Meredith was like, "Yeah, yeah, you trying to get him." Child, Brittany says, "Why are you talking to me?" Look right at Meredith. "Why are you talking to me?" Meredith was like, "I don't know." Brittany said, "I said he was fixing my air conditioner." Okay. So Lisa's like, "Oh, just say it already. Captain Jason doesn't want her." So she asking the staff, I think her name was Daisy. "Daisy, right? Help me out. He don't want her." And it's like, you know what? I don't know what it is about Brittany's love life that Lisa it just gets her, just grinds her gears. For somebody who's married, you shouldn't even be tripping off nobody trying to find somebody and be with somebody. But she, it was Jared and now it's Captain Jason. It's okay. Now I'm looking at Lisa like, but I already was because I was like, why are you so bent about this? Okay. Then Brown goes off on Lisa, "Honey, I told you to stop talking about my daughter's grandparents. I heard you. I was on the deck and I heard you and Brittany talking about my daughter and my family. And I told you, we agreed that no Todd, no John, no Gwen, no kids. And you're back and then you on the back of the boat talking about my child." Child, baby, baby. Brahma was not here for it. I was like, look at that Bay Area coming out of Browman. She stood up. She had that neck rolling. That hand was like she was ready. Don't talk about my kids. And so Lisa's like, stop yelling at me. Stop yelling. Stop yelling at me. Stop yelling at me. I told you, I don't know, and I know, and I know. And so Browman said, girl, you are the queen of yelling. And is clock that. Browman is hot. She's like, she is swearing to God. She done stood up. So then Angie says, Lisa said, you dig up dirt on people. Uh-huh. You pretend to be their friend, and then you talk about it behind their back. Just a few weeks ago, you were talking about Browman with your hair over your face, saying Todd was making out with one of your friends while farting the entire time. OMG. Besties, if you got something to drink, go ahead and sip. I need some coffee on that one. Wait, what happened? What you say, Angie? Todd be farting. Child, Brown asked Lisa, what did you say? Then says, you know what? You are unalived to me. You are unalived to me. This is it. Mary in her confessional trying to figure out what's wrong with Todd's intestines. Farting the entire time? What's wrong? I don't understand. What's going on with Todd? So Lisa and Angie go back and forth and back again because they going la. And so, what did Lisa say in her confession? She was like, "I'm from New York. I hear things. Whatever, girl." So now she's backtracking, saying that I didn't say it was my friend. Shut up, girl. But you're not saying what it was, though. So Heather's like, okay, everybody, let's get up and let's go. It's time to get up and go. We're going to argue at every darn table we sit at. And you know, the staff is like, oh my gosh. Staff is like, ooh. So they get to the beautiful Tobago Cays, and Angie apologizes to Bronwyn for not being supportive to her. And that was nice. She was like, I really felt like I could have been done better. I'm like, Angie, you've been reaching your guts out, retching. You've been retching the whole time you've been here. When you talking about before the trip? Maybe that's what she's talking about. Because I'm like, girl, you've been in your room sick all trip. This is the first time we see you. And so she says she did stand up to Lisa about Todd and then tells Bronwyn to stay stern towards Lisa. Like how you did at the table just now, you're going to have to rah-rah with her. That's how you going to have to get her to stop. But Bronwyn's not that kind of girl. And who has that kind of energy? I don't want to have to cuss you out every time I see you. You know, you broke an agreement. I'm going to serve you distance. You know, distance. That's the best thing for that. Whew. So Brahman apologizes for going off on Lisa, but she says, but you know what? I'm not taking none of it back. I said what I said. And I'm like, well, what? Well, she's apologizing to Angie, like, sorry for going off like that. She's giving her the apology. And I'm just like, you ain't gotta apologize for that because I bet you Angie would have Angie definitely would have did the same thing. We have seen Angie stand up and cuss Lisa out several times. So, child, under the water, Heather, Brown, and Whitney go snorkeling, swim. They're swimming together. They said they swam with stingrays, and that was such a beautiful scene. The three of them under the water, you know, that blue water was beautiful. They were holding hands, just sisterhood and just togetherness and just friends. And ew, it was so nice, y'all. Did y'all enjoy that scene? I loved it. So Lisa talks to Mary because you know she's trying to rally up Mary. She needs somebody because Meredith ain't the one, honey. So she's telling her, she told Meredith that you know she doesn't feel, you know, that she doesn't feed stuff to the blogs. I'm not doing that. And she's trying to get Mary on her side. But, you know, Mary is a logical thinker. So she's throwing back thinking questions, you know. Well, did you? Well, you know, she's asking the questions. Meredith doesn't speak up for Lisa. That's pretty much what Lisa has come to the conclusion of. Lisa says, she needs a tap in. She says, I can take care of myself. I can defend me. Don't get it twisted. But I do need a friend to tap in and kind of, give me that extra. And so Meredith says, she comes over and she says, I'll take up for you if I agree with you. And so then Meredith is like, and she has had enough. Meredith will enough you. That is enough. I have had enough. So Mary reiterates what Lisa said. Meredith asks Mary, well, what do you want me to do? Do some cartwheels for her? Mary says, you're not a good friend. Go jump in the ocean. Don't you come for Mary, because that girl is, well, honey, she gonna have something to say. So she said, go jump in the ocean. Go find a story because you're boring. Mary is a vibe. Oh my goodness. Meredith had nothing to say. I think she walked away. Okay, bye, y'all. I'll see y'all later. She walked off, child. So then they play games, well, whatever. And so they're having fun, and it's great to see. Playing games on the beach. Blah, blah, blah. Go get this, put this here, take this over here, drink a drink. Tell me what you believe. Is it a lie? Is it a truth? Just, yeah. So back on the super yacht, it's time to prepare for zombie night. Angie getting dressed, child. Her hand got closed into the cabin door. Now blood is gushing. Her fingers are bleeding. Her hand is messed up. I'm like, no, Angie, no. You go from seasick to injuring your hand, child. She had to get it taped up. Here come Captain Jason to the rescue. She like, oh, I know I'm getting on your nerves. Now it's something else. But it did look like it hurt. I felt for her. So it's zombie night. Everybody looks like a zombie. So at the table for dinner, they then gave Mary a dirty glass, honey. Mary said, wait, these are not my lips. My lips are not this small. No, these are not mine. They said, okay, I got you. So Brahman called back home because Heather asked anybody check in. And she said, yeah, I did, and I told Todd what was said about him. And, he doesn't understand why he's being the punchline in this group all the time. And so Lisa's like, you know what? Okay, as of today, I will never ever bring them up again. I promise. Pinky swear you got my word. I will never bring this up. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I hurt Gwen and Todd. Sorry. Mary tells her, good job. Now the boat is rocking. Child, I'm like, Alexa, play Aaliyah, rock the boat, honey. Rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. Child, now Brittany is seasick. She said, I'll be back. She got to go over to the side of the boat and she bleh, over the boat. Come right back. She good. They give her some tequila. Meredith is like, why are you drinking tequila while you're throwing up? Brittany said, because I'm trying to feel better. Okay. And then Brittany says, oh, did y'all see on TikTok? Because I saw on TikTok today that, Seth is having an affair. Yes, like he was in an Uber with his mistress in Columbus. Meredith. Me and my husband are in a monogamous marriage. He doesn't have a mistress. Your boyfriend breaks up with you anytime he wants to sleep around. That's not my problem. You're a liar. You are a malicious, despicable person. And you're jealous that you can hold a man down. Get her, Meredith. She sounds very rehearsed. Then she throws her zombie headband that got the blood and the knife on it, and it almost hits Whitney. Whitney looked like, oh, okay. And so, Brittany's like, are you throwing stuff at me? She's like, you haven't seen it? It's all over TikTok. And so Meredith is like, I don't want to be around her. Keep her away from me. So of course they go back and forth and back again, child. And Captain Jason had came out to sit down and have dessert with them. They were having a zombie ice cream cake. Heather said it was good. And honey, he had to get up and leave. He was like, oh gosh. It was like, oh, you couldn't even stay for dessert, huh? He was like, these women are off the hook. And besties, that was the end of the episode. It was pretty good, blah blah blah. I can't remember what the preview said, but we'll tune in next Tuesday now, won't we? Okay, besties, I'm gonna go ahead and come back with Real Housewives of Orange County season 19 reunion part 1. But besties, please share the video, comment, like, subscribe, notification bell. And I'll be back with another recap. Real Housewives of Orange County. Bye, besties.